I'm Jen.
And I'm Joe.
And we're Jen and Joe.
On the go. Jen, do you sometimes get a feeling of deja vu?
All the time.
Is it because we're getting old and everything just seems like, I don't know, memories going?
No, I think it was because we were literally just here 5 minutes ago.
I feel like we were just here 5 minutes ago wearing the same stuff, doing a different video.
Having the same drinks.
Having rum and eggnog? Like, did we do that?
We did.
Oh, what was that video about?
So if you missed it, we did our big, huge Disney Christmas haul, and you don't want to miss it. Joe's going to link it in the description below because it's a good one. It was a great haul. Disney has really upped their merch.
Well, you did say that, actually, that you were pretty pleased with the Disneyland merch when we were there, and now Disney World when we were there. You really like some of the stuff, so that's
There was
good.
a while where we weren't really buying a lot, and now I think we're back full force.
Well, because it was crap and mega crap.
Yeah.
But, stuff like this sweatshirt, it feels really nice, like it's a better quality.
Yeah.
But that's a different video. What are we doing this one?
So we are going to talk about our pit and the peaks of our Disney World vacation.
Yes, lots of peaks.
Lots of peaks and one big pit.
What's interesting is that pit had nothing to do with Disney.
It didn't.
What was it, Jen?
Okay, so we stayed at the Gaylord Palms in Kissimmee, Florida. Kissimmee for 3 nights, and it was a horrible experience. It was a horrible experience.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it in this video, but we do have a video coming up where we will detail that experience because you probably don't want to stay there. And if you have a trip booked there, you may want to reconsider it. That's all we're going to say.
I don't know. It was so disappointing because we stayed there a year and a half ago and just really had a pleasant time and did lots of videos.
Experience.
Did the resort tour, room tour, blah, 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 blah. And so this time they just really dropped the ball. I don't know. It was very disappointing. But that said, we don't want to be Debbie Downers.
No.
It's Christmas time. We should be happy.
Tomorrow's Christmas Eve.
I know. It's crazy. I'm drinking my eggnog with the rum. It's good. It was a lot higher, but obviously it's not anymore. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the peaks, and there were a lot of peaks.
So the first peak I'm going to say is
no particular
order. They were just all great experiences we had. But I'm going to say the first one is traveling to Disney during the Christmas holidays. The decorations, Chef's Kiss.
Yep.
Just love everything from the garland to the trees to the animatronics, just
trees
anything
especially.
Disney.
Like the Wilderness Lodge, and Animal Kingdom Lodge. I mean, those are just ridiculous.
The gingerbread carousel, the gingerbread animals at Animal Kingdom Lodge, everything top notch. Yeah,
so Disney has always gone all out when it comes to Christmas decorations, and I think they have been very consistent with it. The thing that didn't happen this year was the gingerbread house at the Grand Floridian. They did not do that. But they did have the tree up and all the other decorations and all the feels of that place. It was definitely very cool.
And speaking of the Grand Floridian, we were able to enjoy the new bar at the Grand Floridian, the Perch.
The Perch.
We timed it just right, got there when it opened, and enjoyed a cocktail. That will be included in a daily vlog. I think for me, it was a one and done. I had a great experience. The bartenders were great. It's a beautiful ambience, but there's really only 3 drinks to choose from. So if I'm going to have a drink, I just want a bigger selection, and the drink that they have are not necessarily one that I would get at other bars.
Yeah, I mean, they were good.
They were good. It was very good. And
overall it was fine, but again, it was, and maybe they would expand it a little bit, but considering the space, maybe they're not going to. I don't know.
But I'm glad we got to experience it. It was great. If you haven't done it, I do recommend it.
Yes.
Just for us, it was kind of a, been there, done that.
The timing was perfect because that was actually our first day. We flew to Tampa, got the rental car, drove across. We were meeting Timmy and Anna there at Grand Floridian Cafe. We were there early, got there just at the right time, sat down and had a drink right before they arrived, and it was perfect. It worked out great. So that was a definite peak.
Yeah. And then speaking of drinks, we had a lot of great drinks and food. We ate at, in no particular order, we ate at Il Molino.
Yeah.
We ate at Cake Bake. We ate at Trattoria El Forno, the Grand Floridian Cafe.
Bourbon Steakhouse.
Bourbon Steakhouse. That was new to us.
Yep.
There
Rosa
were a couple.
Mexicano.
Yes. We got to see our friends. Ariane and Steve were there. Chloe and Dan were there. We will link Chloe and Dan's channel in the description below. It's at Chloe and Dan, I believe. It was just great seeing our friends during the holidays and enjoying a meal and drinks with them. It was fabulous.
Yes, yeah, I have to say. I mean, all of the meals were actually really good. I don't think we... the only one that I really would question is Rosa Mexicano.
Yeah.
Simply because when we were there last year or earlier this year?
Earlier this year.
It was earlier this year.
We were there in May.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for a second I had to think. I don't think it was last year. Yeah, so
That's
earlier
because
this year.
all these trips become jumbled.
They do. They blur together. But it was just you and me, and we sat and really were able to focus on the food and the drink, and the waiter was very attentive, and it was just us. This time we were with Chloe and Dan and their daughter Juniper, and we were so busy just chatting and talking. And let me just say, one of my big peaks for the trip is after we got done with them, they were staying at the boardwalk, so we were walking from the Dolphin across to the Swan and then over to the boardwalk. And they have that walkway there where you got all the trees and the lights and the Christmas music was playing. It's so
beautiful.
And so Juniper was kind of ahead of us a little bit, so I kind of sped up to get up with her. And I asked her if she wanted to dance, and she was just like, they live in New York. They don't really know us or she doesn't know us that well, right? But she's so sweet and so personable and not shy at all. And she and I are just dancing as we're walking. It was just so freaking cute.
It was a good memory.
Oh my God, it was so cool.
Yeah.
So we were more focused on seeing them and talking and visiting than we were the food. But I think all the other meals that we had
the
were
standout
really
meal was
good.
definitely Cake Bake Shop. I'm going to say it again.
Yeah.
I think it's a superb dining experience.
I know. I really do. And part of what makes a dining experience great, is obviously the food, but you want the ambiance and you want the service. Now, ambiance in this place, it was decked out for Christmas and just beautiful.
And I'll say it again, stepping into the Cake Bake is like stepping into a fairy tale.
Yeah.
It's done in the pastel pinks and golds and rose golds and white.
Yeah, she set it up just right.
The twinkly lights and just
magical.
And if you can go there for Christmas and see it decorated for Christmas.
Yeah. And
10 out of 10.
I think the food is of better quality. I really do. And then on top of that, Ashley is the one who took care of us. Now, we go a lot to different places, and we always say, the wait staff was great. They took really good care of us, the waiter, the waitress. We don't always remember their names. We do at the moment, at the time, but after we leave, no. It was just really interesting that it was her first day working there, and she did what she did.
She was fabulous.
I can't say enough about it. It was excellent. So she was excellent.
We did a lot of shopping in Disney Springs. Now, the parks we heard were extremely crowded. I mean, it's just that time of year. We did not do any parks this trip.
That was a peak. We did not do a park.
We literally slept in, brunched, stopped at a couple of lounges, drank, had really nice dinners, took walks. It was just a really nice couple days in Disney. We stayed at a new to us resort. We stayed at All Star Sports.
Yep, which means there's only one left.
There's only one left.
The boardwalk.
Yeah. So we're going to hopefully knock that off later.
So let me just say, because you've said this many times before, when you go to Disney, you don't have to do the parks. You don't have to feel like I have to do this and get stuck with so many people just smashed in just to ride some rides. You can go and be in the Disney bubble and enjoy all the Disney stuff without having to do the parks. And for us, it's just nice to be in that environment. One, because it's Disney and it's magical and blah, blah, blah. But two, it's because we know it so well, we're very comfortable there. And we could get up and go to Disney Springs and walk around and just feel it. And it's nice to not have to rush.
And the Christmas music playing and all the twinkly lights and
then when
the
you were
hustle
there,
and bustle.
You met Fern again.
I did.
Tree.
Douglas fir.
I
call Douglas fir Fern.
Yeah, but it's Douglas fir.
Douglas fir.
So that's a little tree that they have that goes around Disney Springs, and it talks to you, and it's on wheels, so it moves around, and it's just really cute. And we got that interaction with him again.
That will be coming up in a daily vlog.
Yeah. So there's that too.
That was a definite perk.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love going to the tea exchange. That's become kind of a thing for us now.
It has. The spice and tea exchange, or tea and spice exchange.
The spice and tea exchange, I think. Down at the one end of Disney Springs.
In the market.
Yeah. Close to where the Christmas shop is, and Goofy's Candy Company. Down at that side. Yeet.
Yeah.
Eat.
It's called Yeet.
No, it's eat.
It's an eat. Yeah, yeet.
I keep saying
yeet
because
that's the wrestling thing. Yeah.
Yeet. Anyway, so that was very, very cool. I just love being able to relax.
And we never thought Disney Springs was that crowded. It was very manageable, and we were there at all different times of day and night.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, so the main purpose of this trip was to see Steve and Ariane. They were going to be there, so
they invited us.
Let's go. Okay, we're going to go. So as the trip was getting closer, Ariane says, "Hey, by the way, I've got this thing with work, and we're going to be taken off." Do you want to just say what she was able to do?
She was able to go on the Disney Destiny.
Yeah. So it was a work thing. She's a travel agent, and she was able to go onto the cruise ship to check it out, blah, 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 blah. So they were leaving. We arrived Saturday. They were leaving Sunday. So there was just Saturday night.
Yeah.
Well, Ariane was busy with work, and she wasn't going to be able to meet up with us. But Steve was flying in that day, so the plan was for us to meet up with him. And I'm like, well, what do you want to do? He says, well, I'm going to fly in, go to Magic Kingdom. I got to get something for Ariane, and then I'm going to go to Wilderness Lodge to get something to eat. I said, perfect, we'll meet you there. So as we're texting, he says, oh, by the way, Ariane's going to join us. I'm like, oh, well, by the way, let's not tell Jen. So we didn't. So we get there, Steve is sitting at the table, we go, I sit next to him, you sit across from him, and you're looking at him, talking to him, and I see Ariane coming up behind you, and she puts her hands over your eyes, and you said a few things that were not repeatable here on a family-friendly YouTube channel. But so needless to say, I don't know, probably about 3 hours later, I got a text from Steve saying, guess who's throwing up? Mm-hmm.
What's it mean?
And you were very close to it yourself, dear.
I was. I did have the bed spins and did have to have a garbage can put next to the bed and needed a little assistance getting ready for bed.
You don't even remember that. You woke up the next morning, you're like, why is a garbage can here? Like, because you told me to put it there.
Yikes. But that's going to be a video for another time.
Oh my. Why am I sleeping naked? Because you wanted to.
There's just no words sometimes.
Nope.
So I would say that...
That was a peak.
I don't even know what to say about that. Wow.
You don't even remember it.
Wow.
You can't say it was a peak or a pit because you can't remember it.
But that's what made that night such a great night.
Oh, it was great. God dang it, man. Like, people don't understand when we say, oh, yeah, we have a good time with Steve and Ariane. Yeah, we really do. We do. It's fun. We're fun time Sally's.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I'm going to say the food was great. The shopping was great. The drinks were great. Seeing our friends were great. Yeah. Staying at All Star Sports was a huge surprise. It was the hotel I was most dreading staying at. I just never had any desire, and now it's the one I want to go back to.
Well, yeah. I mean, it is... for All Star, it's All Star, and they're pretty much laid out the same, all three of them. But this one is, when you go into the All Star area, it's the first one. So you got sports, and then movies, and then music. Or is music in the middle?
I think music is in the middle.
And then movies is at the far end.
And it is the most compact of all of them. They all have the same amount of buildings, but this one is just a little bit more compact.
Yeah, so everything's closer together.
And a little easier to navigate, especially if you are in a back section.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved our stay there. I thought it was so well done.
Yes, yeah. And I love the theming of it where you have different sports and represented. And just the way the courtyards are laid out, if you want to call them courtyards. Like they have this huge football field and a huge baseball diamond and the tennis courts. And
if you have little kids that need to run, what a perfect resort to let your little kids get out their energy.
Yeah. I like the tennis courts because, speaking of Mickey and Donald and the rest. You got Donald and the nephews on the tennis courts. And Donald's on one side. I don't know if you've seen this or you know, but Donald's on one side of the net and he's all angry. Of course, Donald's always angry. But on the opposite side of the net, you got the nephews trying to play baseball. So
it's so cute.
Yeah, it's cute.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to say there was one more. Oh, we had gone to the Riviera to get a little treat, and we ran into Donald and Pluto.
Yep.
And that was absolutely adorable. And
As
I'm
always.
so happy that Disney is still doing the
yeah.
meets at the hotels.
Yeah, the character caravan.
They just kind of show up.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. I think that's
I
very
love that.
cool.
You don't know who's going to be there, what time.
Well, it's usually Goofy, Donald, and Pluto, let's be real. But what was funny about it is that we walked up the stairs and there was Pluto. We saw him first, then we saw Donald. And so Donald was over here and I said hi and he started walking towards me. And I said, "Hey, Donald, you're number one." And he looked at me and pointed at my shirt and just shook his head because I was wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt. And he looked at me like, "What the heck are you wearing?"
He was not happy with Joe.
But then I said, "But Donald, I have your t-shirt, but it's in the room." Anyway, he wasn't happy with that. But I really did have his t-shirt in the room.
He really did.
I did. I just wore Mickey that day.
Actually, he probably had a couple of Donald Duck shirts in the room.
Yeah, I did.
So anyway, the pit was a big one. Like I said, we have a whole video coming up on it. But the peaks definitely outweighed that nasty pit, and we had such a good time. And again, I'm going to say it, Disney is so much more than the parks. There's water parks, and there's resort pools, and just touring the different resorts, and there's mini golf and shopping and lounges and bars you can sit at, and a multitude of restaurants. There's so riding the Skyliner, taking a monorail ride.
We did the Skyliner that day. Yeah.
There's just so much more than the parks, and we love the parks. We just needed a quieter trip this time.
Yeah. We were very park heavy the past year.
Yeah.
You know, I want to say too that one of the peaks for me, surprisingly, was when we flew into Tampa that Saturday morning. We got the rental car and drove across to Orlando. And I-4 was very easy.
Yeah.
Like there was not a lot of traffic on it, and people, were not driving like idiots like they normally do on that road.
Yeah, it was a very easy drive.
Very easy drive there. And then when we drove back to St. Pete on that Wednesday, another very easy drive.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was just so odd to me.
Like we even stopped taking I-4 from Orlando to St. Pete.
Times.
We've been doing the back roads, but we were on a time crunch both ways, so we had to take I-4 because it would have increased our driving time by like 2 hours extra. It was a much easier drive both ways.
So I'm going to say that was a peak for me.
Oh, absolutely.
Just because it was a nice, easy drive, very relaxing. So I'll take that every day of the week that I can. It was also weather-wise was another peak for me.
It was beautiful.
The forecast was that it was going to be a little cooler than it really was,
which I personally enjoy more than the hot weather.
Yeah, but it was very, very comfortable. So when we went back to St. Pete, we thought, well, it's going to be a little chilly. We're not going to be able to swim. We didn't bring our swimsuits. But then it's like, oh, well, it's warm enough to swim. So we went to Bell's and bought some swimsuits. And they're really nice swimsuits.
They are.
Like, you got one, I got one. They fit perfectly, well, on my lumpy body, I guess, whatever. Nothing fits perfectly. But it was the best that I can get. For $15, I'm going to take it. And
that was another peak.
And it was nice that we were able to swim. So, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, the weather was beautiful. So, I know that these videos we haven't posted in a while. We've just done a couple shorts, but we're going to be back to our regular schedule. Not sure if the days are going to be the same, but we should be posting 2 to 3 days a week.
Yep.
We are still posting our Disneyland vlogs. They should be wrapping up soonish.
Yeah,
we are going to try to get up the Christmas Disney content first, or anything that's more relevant to Christmas, and then we'll finish up with the vlogs. But look forward to our big pit vlog of staying at the Gaylord Palms.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a resort tour and room tour at All Star Sports.
Yep.
So a lot to look forward to.
A lot of things
coming up at the end of 25 and the beginning of 26.
Yes.
So thank you so much for watching.
Yes.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss any of the next Jen and Joe on the go action, because we're back, and we're going to have another trip announcement coming up shortly.
Yes, we do.
So you're going to want to tune in for that.
Yes. I think in that trip announcement, we should explain what and why. Why we're doing it and how it came about.
We will. But you'll have to tune in.
Tease.
All right, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.